Hi everyone and welcome to Scott's Soldiers. When we buy toy soldiers, we either buy new from a retailer or secondhand, previously loved ones that are either in their original containers or not. How you buy your soldiers is a personal choice guided by price, need, or some other aspect. But today I want to examine the question of whether new or not, should you remove the figures or leave them as is, tied down or wrapped up or sealed as it was when they left the maker's bench. This episode is partially driven by my examination of auction sites or other venues that are selling toy soldiers. Maybe I'm wrong, but there appears to me a bias towards figures or sets in their original packaging or untouched by human hands. Sellers appear to demand a premium price for these sets of figures versus loose figures or loose in their original box. While I have no control over what a seller does or the price they demand, I do have control with respect to what I do with that set or figure after I purchased it, and that is what I want to explore with you today. Do you leave that set in its original packaging? I already mentioned that this hobby, in my opinion, is not a path to riches or an investment vehicle, unless you're looking to record a capital gains loss on your tax return. So in this scenario, I don't see any logic in spending what could be several hundreds of dollars on an item and simply leaving it in its box, stored in a basement or attic space. This is not a Premier Cru Bordeaux or a 17th century painting by some Dutch master starting with the letter R. So if we agree that toy soldiers will not necessarily improve with age or even increase in value, what's the point of leaving them in the box? I suppose this is another one of those first world problems that collectors face. I have a number of sets with soldiers still in their original packaging. That is to say, there are more or less as they were when they left the manufacturer. This first example is Britain's Life Guards set number 5184, which came on the market in 1984, almost 40 years ago. According to James Opie, this was the last set that Britons issued as an independent company before it was purchased by Dobson Park Industries. I bought this in a store in Edinburgh in 1988. You can see it's a limited edition, 2367 out of 7,000. That might have meant something in 1928 when Britain's production rates were counted in the tens of thousands, but not today. Looks like in my naivety I fell for marketing. But the point is, I have left this set tied down in its original packaging. And no, it hasn't increased in value and will not. You can buy this set, as is, for around $100 if you look hard enough. And with inflation, that's less than what I paid in 1988. Same thing, this 1989 limited edition set of Britain's number 5289 Royal Marines, and they're in tropical dress, is number 620 out of 7,000. So it seems like I'm not looking too smart. This set of Britain's Knights, number 9398, is also in very good to mint shape. The plastic front window is intact, and the box has reasonable wear, and the figures remain tied down. This was a flea market purchase that when I saw it, I thought, wow, never seen that before. I'll follow up with another Britain set, number 212, Royal Scots. I bought this in the Toronto area at a flea market, and I was more interested in the figures than the fact that they are in their original box and still tied in. So staying with the Britons theme, here is a set of 3 RCMP mounted Lancers. I think this configuration is called a window box. It is set number 7236, which first appeared in 1985. Scott Dummett had these, and at the time I was looking for mounted RCMP. The packaging is a good idea on Britain's part, as it allowed us to see exactly what the figures looked like without having to break open a solid cardboard box. It even has an old price tag on it. Now at this moment, my RCMP figures are mostly boxed up as I rotate out my display cases. So in the future, I may decide to bust these 3 out and put them on display with the rest of my mounties. Take a look at this. Britain's set number 1631, Governor General of Canada's Horse Guards, also listed as number 9257. While this set was originally introduced in 1938 till 41 and then reintroduced in 1946 till around the mid-60s, this is obviously at the later stages of production. Like the RCMP box, this set is still secured in, and the packaging enables us to see the figures. I'll say one thing, there is still a noticeable sheen to the paintwork. No dullness or light fading. I'll let you in on something else. I've left this in the box because I have more on display, but that's for another day. Here is one of my many Britons, number 9730, the 4.7-inch naval gun. This is still in the box, though the box is a little beat up. It even has a price sticker on it for $2.35. I can tell you, I paid a little bit more than that for it. I've pulled it out of the box so you can see it's still resting in this sleeve. It has an almost flat paint finish to it, unlike the gloss used almost 100 years ago on the earlier versions. This Britain's Pack 38 anti-tank gun number 9732 was in episode 37, and as I've already have a previously loved one in my display case, I've chosen for now to leave this in its box and let it age a little longer before deciding what to do with it. While it seems like my situation revolves around Britain sets, not so. Here is a King & Country British Paratroopers number MG058. I bought this in 2011 from Tradition of London on Shepherd Street. I'm worried if I take it out of its box, I might damage the parachute canopies, so you'll have to take my word that the 2 paratroopers are still there in the box. Now, once I bought the paras, I later found this item, King & Country number MG066, Airborne Containers, and I still have the receipt. This is a natural item for the parachutists, but both remain boxed for the near future. I know it's a shame, but I don't know what to do with them for now. Lastly is this Timpo set, number 700, Ceremonial Guards. It's plastic, but I saw it at a thrift store. While the box has seen better days, more like a good versus a very good in terms of condition, it has lost its plastic covering. There is loads of information on the box. For instance, it was made in Shotts, Scotland, which was the last factory site for Timpo figures in the United Kingdom, and it closed production in 1980. But the set is complete, still held in place, so I'll go out on a limb and say its figures are in mint condition. I had never seen a Timpo set in this configuration, and so I snapped it up, and now I'm left with deciding what to do with it. So for me, the question is what to do next. These aren't increasing in value. They are taking up storage space. I have no immediate plans for them, and I haven't broken them out of the packaging. I suppose I could display them in their boxes. That's fair, and it might be interesting, a different perspective. I could sell them to someone in need. That would be the altruistic thing to do. But maybe my tastes will change, and I'll want to start collecting British paras related to Market Garden, or maybe Scottish regiments will become my thing. I already have a good RCMP collection. Hint, episode 7. I really don't believe that by leaving them in their original packaging, somehow these are more valuable. No, they are worth whatever the market dictates, and at a minimum, that is the price of the melted down metal. I do believe keeping the original packaging is a smart thing to do. It protects them and would make them more attractive to future buyers who want the original packaging in decent condition. That's a proven thing. So while time passes and I dither or avoid taking any action, take a look at your own collection and your motivation for not busting out those figures or that vehicle or artillery piece out of the box. You may surprise yourself. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this enjoyable and it resonated with you. If you like this or my other videos or you find them entertaining, don't be shy. Drop a comment or hit the like and subscribe buttons. Until next time, keep collecting.